on set together. And I will tell you this about Joel. One thing I will tell you is he hasn't changed. Like the stardom, which really is happening. Like, you guys can see the stardom of the celebrity lifestyle that he's now found himself in hasn't changed the kind of guy he is. I've just seen him a couple times recently in the last couple of months, and it's really refreshing to see that he's the kind of guy that doesn't get to his head. He's goofy. He's awesome with kids, even though he's not planning on having any. He absolutely loves and worships the ground his new wife, his beautiful bride Brienne, that she walks on, and it's really endearing to hear him talk about her. You probably know he has a Bengal cat. And what I wanted to say about him too is, I'm kind of talking about him as a person. He has something magical that some of our, Sean T, Tony Horton, Shalene have, and I think that you guys would probably agree. Our company desperately, I feel like, needed. I feel like the timing of this program coming is like a breath of fresh air to the entire network, the entire organization. Joel and Jericho both have the ability to, they say that being in front of a camera zaps like 25% of your energy. And it's different, like talking to a camera than leading a class. And Joel and Jericho both have that innate crazy ability to actually, like, with their personality, penetrate a camera lens and feel real and make a connection. And I personally think, and I know my team feels like, this is something the network has desperately needed. I've been doing the program now for 3 weeks, and I'm in love with the workout. I'm thrilled about the meal plan. So I'm not exactly sure what he has in store for us today, but I'm going to turn it over to him. And Joel, just a huge thank you for your time, your friendship, coming on tonight, and for everybody. We have maxed out the call for everybody who jumped on. Thank you for coming on.
Awesome. Well, I mean, geez, no pressure, Ellen. Good Lord. No pressure to perform. Okay. So, hey, look, hi, everybody. There's 100 people on here. Well, 99, because I count as one. There are 99 people on here, and look, I am here for you guys. So seriously, now is the time. You got me. I set aside a whole hour for you. And seriously, like, start putting questions in the chat box. That's what we want, is we want to know, what are your questions? If you guys have been doing this program now, if you've been doing this program for a few weeks or a week or a day or whatever it is, and you have questions about it, great, let's talk about them. While you're typing, and don't be shy, because you guys are all coaches, so this whole like being shy thing is bullshit. Come on, we know it. Your job is to talk to people, so let's ask some questions. Couple of things though that I will say as you guys are starting to type, that we've seen, and Jericho and I have talked about a little bit, as we are seeing what's happening on social media. One, your job is to take a video of you working out and post it. I feel like that's pretty much like it's not a vital behavior, but maybe it should be. Is to take a video of your workout and post it. Cool, great. But the other side is we see them, and we see what you're doing, and we see what it looks like. So a couple of things of this. One, if you guys are going through this workout and skipping stuff like to learn it and work it, shame on you. Go back and do it again. This program is unique in a lot of different ways. We worked 18 months on this thing for a reason. We wanted to create a program that's right. We wanted to create a program that was unique, that was going to find the middle realm. And by middle realm, I'm saying that you have on one side the aspect of cardio kickboxing programs that everyone is very familiar with, and not knocking any of these programs by any means when we talk about these things. They're all great. I taught most of them in my life. Come on. They're great, but it's very much of a dance element to it. And it's in the world of, in that realm. And then on the other side of it so that's that side. And then you have this side, which is the 100% like authentic mixed martial art, go into a gym and get punched in the face training. So we're like, okay, how do we bring that over here and not get punched in the face? That's what Core to Force is. Core to Force is not a cardio kickboxing program. It is not a weight loss program. This is a total body mixed martial arts style transformation program. And that's what this will do if you trust the process and you do it its entirety from day one. So if you think you've done stuff before in terms of other programs, you guys go back and start from scratch, right? And the reason I say start from scratch is because your job is going to be to talk to people about this program. And that's who we designed this program for. We didn't design the program for coaches. I know that sounds crazy, but we didn't. We designed this program for people who are not exercising, who are not already working out, who are not on a program, who are not on a plan. That's who we designed it for, and that's who your customers are. So think of it from that standpoint, right? They're not going to know what other programs are out there or what they've done in the past. They're not going to know that. They're going to start from scratch. And that's where you need to start. So then that way, when you finally finish the 30 days, then you can really go in and have full relatability with your customers about this program on exactly what you went through from day one on, because that's what they're going to do. They don't want to necessarily see, like, before and afters are great, guys, don't get me wrong. Videos of you being a badass are awesome, and that makes you feel good, and that might bring up interest. But a video of you day one trying to figure out how to stand in a fight stance correctly and throw combinations and get full rotation, that is going to resonate with your new person so much more than anything else ever will on day one. So trust the process, go back, really think about, are you learning it? Are you working it? And, and are you giving the program, doing the program justice and yourself justice, and it's only going to help you in the future. All right. So that was my little soapbox speech. / scolding in a way. And if you have gloves on, take your freaking gloves off. You're punching air. Stop it. We'll talk more about that. Actually, let's just talk about it right now. You guys, you're punching air. The reason you wear wraps and gloves in boxing and in mixed martial arts, when you punch something, that's protect. That's to protect and stabilize. You're not punching anything, but we do need you to have full wrist mobility and control, because you are coming up and down off the ground, ground and fighter stance, things like that. So you need to make sure that you have full wrist mobility and control. Weighted gloves, you actually don't ever want to throw weight onto your hands in terms of lengthening levers. That's going to do, again, more potential harm than good for your joints and tendons. And then, from a badass standpoint, you guys, the most baddest assest people I've ever met in my life are bare knuckle boxers, and they don't need gloves. So there you go. You can call yourself like bare knuckle Ellen, whatever you want to do, right? That's all you could do. Okay. Questions here. Social media question. Do I do my own social media? Yes, absolutely. So all those little hearts that you see and likes is from this thumb right here, which is, I think, starting to get like a carpal tunnel thing going on. So yes, we do. Jericho and I, we do all of our own social media. Obviously, we work with the social media teams at Beachbody, for pictures and content and stuff like that. But it's coming straight from my phone. Let me see. Go through. Oh, my cat's meowing. Let's see. Dynamic strength. I'm glad you guys like dynamic strength. I think this is what's funny. We were able to keep Core to Force a secret for 18 months, but I think dynamic strength and the Sphinx blasters was like the best kept secret in the history of secrets, because everybody goes through and does it, and then they're like, "What the hell?" So we love seeing that. Let's see. What do you do to recommend to battle the soreness? Beachbody Performance, Recover, and Recharge are the two products that are absolutely phenomenal. I was on them. I'm on them right now. I take them all the time. But I was really going hard on the Recharge when I was doing this. We had to do 2 tests. We were teaching 2 test groups a day on top of Prod Dev and everything. And we were on the same eating plan as you guys in this program. And I was up to just over 4,000 calories a day on this eating plan. That's how much activity I was going on. And man, I was sore. But Recharge was amazing in that. So if I have a really hard day of lifting or of working out, I go for the Recharge, because I know I'm going to feel a lot better with it. Let's see. Who came up with the Sphinx blasters, me or Jericho? What does it say? This is Sphinx blasters. The Sphinx blasters, we would just mess with a lot of stuff, on any of these moves. Honestly, you could hook it to a lie detector. I probably couldn't tell you who came up with what, because she and I we were going back and forth so much on stuff. And like a lot of the moves, we would start with like one iteration of it, and then we were tweaking it between the two of us. So end up just coming into what it is today based on that. So if you love them, then you can say I did it. And if you hate him, then you can say jerk. That's just because she's not here to defend herself. I'm kidding. She'll kick my ass. Okay. We talked about wrist weights. We're not going to do that. Yes, Core to Force Live is coming mid next year. We're working on that right now. We actually tomorrow going right into prod dev on that one. So that's going to be fun. We're looking forward to that. That's our forte, right? That's our background, group exercise. So we think it's going to be great. But we're coming at it from two different ways. With intents. One, we want to make sure that the program, the live is going to be just like the program in terms of accessible for everybody and everybody can keep up. So we want to come from that standpoint, from a participant standpoint, but we also want to come from an instructor standpoint to where you guys aren't killing yourselves trying to memorize stuff and all this stuff. It's like, not saying you're not going to have to practice. Form and technique is going to be number one, and that's always for Jericho and I, is form and technique. But we want to make it to where it's accessible as well for instructor and participants. So that we're going to make sure it's good. Let's see. I'm going through the questions. Okay, so someone had a prospect was talking about Core to Force. Her response was, "Sounds interesting, especially since I'm a health and fitness specialist. It would be cool to show some clients and stuff if this is actually real. Although I know you can do workouts that are focused on your core, you can't spot reduce. That would be cool if you could." Okay, yeah, you can't spot reduce or spot train, and I don't understand the question. If this is actually real, Megan, I'm going to ask you to clarify the question. So if you want to write it in the chat box, I'll come back to it. Okay, push-ups are hard to do. Would you rotator cuff tendonitis recommend walk push-ups or something like that? Yeah. So look, the great thing about all these moves are you are utilizing muscles. Muscles will grow and get stronger. So if you can't do a push-up because of muscles, of strength, keep doing it. Modifications. If you have any health issues, physical issues, then regress it to whatever you need to do, even if it's a wall push-up, just standing up, angle yourself on a wall. Just regress it to whatever you need to do to start getting your form, technique, and your strength back. Most of the moves are done with the dominant side. Are both sides getting worked at the same time? No, we developed a program where you are going to be one side dominant, and eventually at the end of the 30 days, you're going to walk in circles. I'm kidding. Yes, the program works all sides. Specific planes of movement, it does not matter what leg is forward. So when you are doing rotational movement, like a jab, cross, roll, you're going front, back. So there you go. You're working a transverse plane of movement. Now, obviously, anything that you are going to be doing that is muscle dominant, like a lunge or something like that, of course you switch sides. So, and as you guys do the workouts, you'll see that we do switch sides. Even in the MMA stuff, we do switch you occasionally. When you get into the mixed martial arts and things like that. But for the most part, you're not going to switch sides. You're going to stay in your dominant stance because just like, if you're right-handed, you're going to do better in, writing with your right hand or less left-handed. So it's it's all the stuff. It's a whole lot of moving parts that we put together for the finished product. Oh, look, all these questions are coming in. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Would I recommend this program for people that do not want to lose weight? You need weight gain. Well, look, again, this goes back to this is a total body transformation program. So if you think of it as a weight loss program, it's not what the program's all about. In terms of weight gain, if you're talking specific muscle, yeah, you're going to see, again, weight gain is a weird way of saying it, but if you just want to get stronger and fitter, do the program, right? And bump your calories up. The eating plan is great. It walks you through it. It's very simple. Day one, getting questions about how hard it is on your knees. It's very easy on your knees. The great thing about this program is it's relatively low impact. And this is kind of the world of the fitness world. For whatever reason, I don't know when it happened, but it happened one day, and it's just always done that, is whenever someone hears high intensity, they think high impact. And that's not true. Specific planes of motion, again, and transverse plane, things like that, you can work intensity and take impact out. That's why I love this type of working out, because it takes the pressure off your knees. It takes the pressures off your joints. So do it more and you'll see. But just make sure you're doing it right and you're not standing flat-footed. So I just got off a call right before this one. The lady was talking about she's had like 2 reconstructive knee surgeries and all this different stuff, and she said this is awesome for her knees. So everybody's different, but there's not a lot of impact, which is great. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it is all about the range of motion and using the core versus speed. Absolutely correct. You're having a hard time finding balance and have found people that are new feel discouraged because of the challenging moves. We found others that having these challenges. You know, the moves are challenging if you've never done them before, just like anything, right? I've never walked before. It's going to be challenging as a kid. You're learning how to do it. But slow down. That's what it comes down to, is slow down. The modifications, when we say look to Jessica for the modification, doesn't mean it's easier. It means it's slower. Not all the time, but that's for the most part. Like the switch knee, for instance. Yeah, it's a relatively complicated move if you've never done it before. The modification is the breakdown of the move. Step back, step forward, knee down. That's it. So if someone feels dejected or discouraged, tell them to go back and slow the hell down, because I guarantee you, if you slow down, you're going to be able to do it. It's like if this is not normal movement, guys. You have to get out of that mindset. It's like if you're right-handed, I ask you to write with your left hand. What's it going to look like from day one? And if you keep doing it, moving forward, it's going to get better. So you just have to keep people working with it and slow them down. It's all about speed. Slow down. Your son has your son has a stand-up punching bag. Would I recommend using it? Not for this program. You can go punch it afterward. But again, we designed it for specifically for no contact and no equipment. So especially because you guys, yeah, you're doing combos, but you're doing a spike in between every single combo, so you need space, right? So no, but go beat the crap out of it afterward. Punching bags are fun. I love it. Okay, still people bitching about the Sphinx blasters. Get over it. You're gonna love them eventually. What helps with kicks? You feel like your hips aren't open enough because you don't have full range of motion, especially side kicks and back kicks. Well, one, we don't have any back kicks in the program. Last time I checked. So if you're doing a back kick, you might want to go back and see what you're doing. But side kicks, you do have side kicks. You have switch roundhouses and push kicks. Slow down. Range of motion will come naturally, especially if you've never done this stuff before. So just kick lower. Just kick lower. You will still, because I promise you, especially in push kicks and snap kicks, you can kick low and you're still getting a lot of movement. Switch roundhouse, the same thing, you guys. You're still working just as hard. It does not matter your kick height. Do not try to kick as high as Jericho. She is like freaky how high she can kick. It's amazing. It's inspirational, and not a lot of people can do it. So don't try to do it. You're only going to hurt yourself. Get the form and technique first, as always. All right. Melissa Hartwig, the author of Whole30, did Sphinx blasters on her IG today and created quarter force. Nice. There we go. All right. That's awesome. I'll go find that. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see. How did Jericho and I meet? So we met in the group exercise world, and we were teaching Les Mills programs, body pump, body combat, all those different programs. And I met her at a quarterly workshop. Les Mills does quarterly workshops for their instructors, just like Beachbody does for coaches. And this was like 2005, 2006, I can't remember. And I was at one of those workshops. I was a newer instructor. She was, I think, a year into training, being a Les Mills trainer. That's when we first met. Then over the years, we would work together with Les Mills projects for, like their apparel and stuff like that. And then we were both cast for the Les Mills Pump collaboration between Beachbody and Quarter Force. That was the first time we actually worked together. And then we just, she was the only one she and her husband, Yusuf, were the only ones on the West Coast, and more specifically California, so then LA. So we just all hung out and became really good friends. And yeah, there you go. So we're great friends, and her husband was my best man, and yeah, we hang out. So let's see. Describe Quarter Force as low impact. I wouldn't say, I know I touched on this already. I wouldn't say low impact per se. It is relatively low impact in terms of the rotational movements. Now, there are moves that do have some impact. Your feet will leave the ground, but that's what the modifications are for. Would I recommend, what do you recommend after the first 30 days? I recommend finding something that you love and sticking with it. Hopefully that after the 30 days, you've developed a habit and your customers developed a habit, and then they're happy with this. I say, do whatever you want, but continue at least doing something that involves some type of this type of training, because it's only good stuff. You guys, like me personally, my weekly workout regimen has at least 3 days of either I'm going to the gym and boxing, or I'm going to do MMA workout from the program, because that level of cardio is amazing. That conditioning, there's nothing like it out there. But we also give you options in the workout calendars too in the program. So a couple different options. But the test group, for instance, I will say this, the original coach test group in January, and then the coaching test group is going on right now. The coaching test group, they're all doing 90 days. And they are doing 3 rounds of the base kit program. And that's where they're seeing all the results, because the base works, man. All right. Excuse me. How do we decide on the length of the specific workouts? 12 rounds related to MMA, but just curious about the 47 minutes. Well, like 47 minutes, the length, just the time just came with the length of it. So what we did is we actually worked with the round structure first. That was what we developed, was the round structure. 3 minute rounds 3 minutes comes from boxing. That's where that inspiration came from, is 12 rounds of 3 minutes. And then we broke down the 3 minutes and engineered the fitness and the science into it. That's why you guys have your interval training in every single round, 60, 30, 60, 30. So that's interval training, where you go through your high intensity spike every 60 seconds. Then we give you a 30-second break in between every single round. And then we have a 2-minute warm-up, and then we have a 2 or 3 minute cool down. That's pretty much how the time stamp ends up being. That's why it's like 27 minutes because of the breaks and things like that. And then we progress you. We start with 6, then we do 9 rounds, and then 12 rounds in the workouts. So we know that some people are like, well, I don't have that long, to which we say, well, okay, I mean, this is how it works. So if it's extra 20 minutes, then take an extra 20 minutes. You want your body to look different, you got to make it do something different. So suck it up, buttercup, and do it. Okay, let me see. Oh, I lost my spot. Okay, for the added food in week 2, is that only if needed, or would you be adding it no matter what? We are progressing you. We're going to make you work harder in weeks 2 and 3. So if we're going to ask you to work harder, we're going to feed you accordingly. So it's just like, if you think of your body as a car, you are going to be driving further, you got to put more gas in it. So that's exactly what we're doing on that one. So just eat it. It's good stuff. I promise you, if you guys haven't gotten to week 2 and 3 yet, you're going to want it. Your body's going to be like, give me the food. But the great thing is you won't be hungry, because it is a lot of food. That's what's awesome. That's the great thing about a higher intensity program, is you get to eat, right? What's the average number of rounds you recommend for someone who wants to shred and the person has 30 pounds of lube? Hi, CJ. Well, look, again, you guys, this is not a weight loss program. We know that people they're always about to have 30 pounds to lose, but it really comes down to inches and things like that. I would say, in terms, now 30 pounds is a lot. I would definitely be giving them at least 3 rounds of time, if not more. 3 rounds, 90 days is a pretty good amount of time to see some significant changes in your body. 30 days, you're going to see some amazing changes, but significant, which 30 pounds is, I would definitely do at least 60 to 90, have them do 60, see where they're at. But again, guys, if you're relying on what the scale says during this program, week 1, most people in week 1 see the biggest change in terms of weight loss, because you're shocking your system and your body's going, what the hell? But weeks 2 and 3, some people actually even gain a little weight. It happens. And people freak out. And then week 4, they're like, I only lost 5 pounds in 30 days. And yet they went from a size 10 to a size 4. Like, come on, you tell me what's important in here, right? So again, this is total body transformation. This is not a weight loss program. So as I say, screw the scale, throw it out the window, and go off of what your clothes look like when they're on, and how do you look when you take them off, and what do people say when you take them off, right? Those are key important things. Let me see. Push kicks. Okay, what's my favorite move in this program? You guys, I co-wrote it. I love it all. Like I'm not BSing you at this point. Like Jericho and I wrote this entire program based on what we love to do. So there wasn't anything where like, oh, we got to do this again. I love it. It's all great. My favorite work, like in like terms that I really get into though, I love MMA shred. I love Muay Thai, kickboxing, and power sculpt is awesome because it brings a lot of Brazilian jiu-jitsu in, which I really enjoyed doing that. Okay. Do most of the people in the Quarter Force videos have martial art backgrounds? Like half of them did. This was actually really fun. We brought in some trainers and some people that we've worked with at our boxing gym and mixed martial arts gym. So yeah, like Byron and Brian Talaya, Jasper. Jasper is a Muay Thai badass, by the way. That guy is phenomenal. Byron is he's like 6'8" and he can kick like way above his head. It was really amazing to watch him kick. So yeah, but that's the thing, and is like that's why we are confident with all this in terms of authenticity. Is we worked with experts in their fields to make sure that we were correct in what we were doing. Okay, cool. Couple more questions. I think we're gonna call it a day here, but I think we're getting the end. This is good. Let me see. What adjectives or keywords would we use to describe the brand, or how do you feel? How do you want people to feel when they're done with this workout? Simple. We want people to feel like a badass when they're done. We want people to feel empowered. We want people to feel that they can fight for anything. We're asking, this program is asking people to fight for their health, their fitness, their family, their life, whatever it is. And if you can do that, then you can do anything. So we want people to feel empowered. Brings out their inner, my new favorite word, their inner badassery. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to come out. And so far we're seeing it, and it's phenomenal. We love it. Difference between base and deluxe. I think that's on the FAQ, right? I don't want to get into all the specifics of the program. So I think on the back office, Ellen, tell me if I'm wrong on that one. I think in your coaching back office, it gives you like a list of breakdown of all the different things that come in the challenge packs and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, but without listening out, like it's written down for you guys for reference on that one. Excuse me. Let's see. So for someone that's not started the program yet, would I say it's more for someone wanting to do cardio or more for someone wanting to build muscle? I would say neither, because this isn't a cardio program. It's not a muscle building program. It is a total body transformation. So you're going to, your cardio conditioning is going to improve. Your strength is going to increase. Your balance, your coordination, your agility. It's gonna help you find your balance, your physical balance, the way your body wants to work, and it's gonna make you strong. So again, it's not a cardio kickboxing weight loss program. It's not a bulk building program. It's no equipment. So we're using your body weight in very creative ways, but it's gonna shred you out though too, man. It's gonna burn inches and calories like crazy. So be ready for that. It's awesome. Okay, let's see. A lot of your challengers are saying they're really hungry coming off of doing the 21-day fix. Well, okay, which is less intense and a shorter workout, but the same calculation. Do you recommend adding more food? I'll double check, but I'm almost positive it's not the same calculations. I think you would pass out from lack of food if it was the same calculations. I'll double check on that, but yeah, please. Yeah, I'm almost positive. Okay, people are agreeing with me, so it's not. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. I was pretty sure we figured that part out. So it's not the same calculation. So they need to look at the Quarter Force eating plan and follow those calculations on that. All right. What kind of personal development podcast do I like? It's kind of funny. I get this question a lot because, we know it's obviously, a part of Beachbody world and vital behavior and personal development. My personal development is just what I do every single day and making sure that I am happy with what I say and I do and how I hold myself and associate and how I speak every single day. Like that's my personal development at the end of the night. And, am I happy? When I get in bed with my wife, I'm happy. And like, that's being happy. That's all I need. Like, and it was, this question came up actually on a coach call I did on Wednesday, the Tuesday after the election. And so people were like, how do you stay so upbeat and positive? Like, I swear to God, I'm going to start like a new party called like the Eternal Optimist Party. Because it's that simple. Like, look, you guys, doesn't matter how the election went. It doesn't matter how anything happens. You're still going to wake up the next day, right? And you're still going to be living your life, and you're still got to take care of your family and take care of yourself. Like that is, yeah, Stephanie, mindset. It's your mindset. That's all it is. And so I have a positive mindset, and Ellen and Cam and CJ and all these guys on here that I've hung out with, and they know, I think they can attest to that, that it's for me, it's that simple. And hopefully, like there's going to be things that come up, but it's just how you handle it and stay in the positive mindset. So that's my personal development. So I keep it pretty simple, just because reading takes time. I don't want to do it. Okay. I think I did it. I got through all the questions, Ellen. It was everything.
That was awesome. And I'm really impressed that you knew that there is such a thing as FAQs and that we do personal development. Like, wow, you're like in touch with the network now. Who are you?
Well, it's kind of my job to know what you guys do. So, hey, look, and you guys know, Alan, Cam, everybody, like I came from the business world. I've been in the fitness business, you guys, since I was 19 years old, managing gyms and running gyms and marketing director and working for the Department of Health in Washington for 4 years. Like I love the business of it. So like what you guys do, I love it. So I'm watching and I'm reading, I'm looking, I'm having meetings at the office all the time talking about what you guys do and trying to figure out how I can help. So absolutely. I'm always looking at that.
Well, it is probably 10:37 out there by Cam on her side of the country, 7:37 out here on the West Coast where Joel and I are. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming on. My phone has been blowing up since we got on this call. You have no idea how many people could not get on. I mean, Alexis, are you seeing the messages, Alexis? Like, so many people didn't come on. So I guess we're just going to send them the replay. Either that or we need to try to book you for a sequel. But yeah, so many people. I didn't know that. I didn't know we were going to be limited. I thought we could have like 200 people on. So
well, message me, and we'll book a 2.0. We'll book a part 2.
Let's do it. I totally will. So I just wanted to say again, I feel like I have my pulse, as do so many of the amazing leaders on this call tonight on the network. And I'm sure you know this, Joel, but the network is ecstatic about this program. And I'm sure you're feeling that, but I hope you're feeling that. And we're really honored that you would share your time with us and just be your real awesome self with us. And also help us. Like, I feel like this call and your answers to the questions better equip me for how I can best represent the brand, on my social media and to my challengers. And I know that's really important to its success because kind of like in the Beachbody Live world, wait, where'd you go? The screens are hopping around. Kind of like in the Beachbody Live world, the instructors are the brand ambassadors. Like, a program is only as good as its instructors out there. And that's kind of an awesome responsibility on us, you guys, on all of us coaches, is how we best represent this amazing program with these incredible celebrity trainers. So, we're troops out in the field and we want to do you guys proud. And I guess that's all I got.
Well, there you go.
Anyone else want to?
I'm just going to say, look, you guys, I think it just comes back to everything is, you're never going to retain everything the first time. So it's the same thing with like the Learn It, Work It and all this stuff. Like, go back and watch this video again and take notes. And like Ellen said, you guys are our Core de Force brand ambassadors. You're the ones that are going to go out and speak to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people about this program. So become an expert on it, just like Jericho and I are. We wrote it, so obviously we know everything about it, and that does not mean there's any reason for you guys not to know everything about it. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. Trust me, I'm not that smart. It just is a matter of repetition, and it's in your brain at that point. So go forth and do Core de Force, and I'm going to go eat because I'm hungry.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Alexis, for recording and hosting.